Next up on the main card, we have Cody Stamann versus Said Nurmagomedov. Stamann is coming in as a plus 160 underdog, and Nurmagomedov is coming in as a favorite at negative 190. This is going to be a fun fight for sure. I'm really excited about this one. So in Cody's last two fights are losses. His last loss was to Davalishvili, if I said that correctly. Some of these names are so hard to pronounce. Who's a great grappler. Cody is also known for pretty great wrestling. Couldn't quite get it done in his last match, but he's gone against, at this point, really good competition. Some things I notice about Cody's style is he's definitely got some great escapes from the ground. When he would get taken down, he's the kind of guy who doesn't accept it. He will immediately start working to get back up, and almost always does. He's got great sprawls, great scramble abilities. It's really fun to watch him get into some of these chain wrestling matches where there's lots of scrambles going on. He's a very durable, tough guy. He, in his last fight, took a lot of strikes in round one, and he's kept pressure on. Some of the physical attributes. This is a guy who has no neck, so don't try to guillotine this guy, which his opponent tried to do in the last fight. Did not work out well. His straps just go up to his ears. I definitely don't recommend trying to get a guillotine on this guy. He when it comes to striking, he definitely leaves his lead hand at his waist, which, you know, we've seen in the past. There are lots of guys that do this. You know, the most famous one probably being Anderson Silva. You know, one of the greatest of all time to do it, and he lots of times leaves his hands down. Sometimes just to clown guys, but you know, every once in a while you end up getting caught because you're leaving your hands down. And you know, there's the classic match with Silva where he ended up getting caught leaving his hands down. So I'd like to see him when it comes to striking, just keep a little bit tighter defense on the striking, and I feel like it'd open up a lot more opportunities for his wrestling. When it comes to Nurmagomedov, this guy is really fun to watch because he's got, you would think, because being from Dagestan, that his wrestling is going to be his primary attribute, but this guy is got some really impressive striking. He's got some brutal combos in his last fight, following a counter left hook when his opponent came in hard with a 1-2. He's definitely got that killer instinct after he dropped his opponent. There's no hesitation once he had him hurt. He just follows up and goes for the kill. I watched his fight against Barcelos, who's also on this card, where he threw some spinning elbows. He has some really interesting kicks. He in that fight, he threw some weird question mark kicks where the angle of his kick when it is coming into strike is almost kind of at a downward angle. It is a very pronounced question mark kick that he's got. He's got good lateral movement. He's got good grappling defense. I didn't see very much grappling offense with this guy, which, like I said, is interesting given where he's from, which is, you know, really known for wrestling and grappling. And he had no checks at all for any of the calf kicks. So when it comes to this fight, if I were Cody, I would definitely be focusing on those calf kicks because it seemed like it was not something that Nurmagomedov was worried about at all in his last fight. And I could tell there were definitely a few of those kicks that got through that really bothered him. But overall, I do think that if Nurmagomedov keeps it standing, that he's going to win. He's got excellent striking. I think if Stamann can take Nurmagomedov down and keep him down, that's his path to victory. And in terms of my prediction, I'm definitely going with Nurmagomedov on this one. I think the odds makers got it right.
Yeah, you made an interesting point too, that he is one of those Dagestani fighters, you know, that you expect to wrestle, you expect to be, you know, submission based. But it's almost like in training with everyone and being of that background, he's like, well, let me learn how to punch and kick, because definitely exciting to watch with the strikes. You know, unique. You mentioned his you know, question mark kick. And it's almost like it's something he got worked on, you know, training with wrestlers, is, you know, them taking him down, going for the calf kick or the leg kick, so him aiming just a little bit higher and coming around that. I definitely think he's going to be, you know, the favorite to win. Stamann is, one thing I noticed is both these guys are kind of tall for the weight class. You know, they're 5'7", 5'8", And, that's, you see fighters fighting at 155 at that height. They're, like Michael Chandler, I don't know how tall they say Conor McGregor is, but he's definitely like 5'8", 5'9". So these guys, like you mentioned Stamann, like you can see it in his build. Like he is a big guy, like just muscular guy, probably cutting quite a bit of weight. So yeah, this is going to be a good fight to watch, I think. Yeah, for sure.